Season 20 of Overwatch 2 is in about a month or so, and honestly, I'm glad that it's relatively soon, because the mid-season patch was mediocre, underwhelming, I guess you could say. We got a new game mode that isn't really a new game mode as such, since it's basically Mystery Heroes combined with Gun Game from COD, a few quality of life changes, a new mythic skin for Junkrat, which I absolutely adore, the Lore Codex, which is, well, it's in the game, and a few other buffs and nerfs here and there like we usually get in the mid-season patch. Is it awful? No, absolutely not, because we actually got some new content. You know, it could have been worse, but it isn't going to make me want to play Overwatch more than I already want to, which is honestly not that much at the minute. Let's start with the new game mode, Spirit Showdown. As I mentioned before, this game mode is basically a combination of Mystery Heroes and Gun Game from COD. With each elimination or every 2 deaths, you change heroes based on your role. Yes, this game mode has role queue. Questionable, I know, but at least there's always at least 1 tank and 2 supports. This game mode is here till the 24th, so we have a few weeks to get all of the rewards from this mini event, I guess you could call it. As usual, we get a bunch of XP alongside different cosmetics like name cards, player icons, a weapon charm, and even an epic loot box, which it ain't too shabby. The game mode's fun, but it's nothing revolutionary. If I were to give it a rating out of 5, I'd say it's like a 2.5, maybe a 3 stars at a push. You know, it's nothing mind-blowing and unique like Wrath of the Bride, but it's definitely better than The Masquerade. It's fun and a little bit hectic, and you should definitely give it a go if you want a break from core Overwatch. Now, moving on to the part of the mid-season update that I love, the new Junkrat Mythic skin. I may or may not have caved and bought the gilded version of the skin because it's so cool. This skin definitely makes up for the blunder of the Lifeweaver Mythic because, I mean, it's just no contest between which skin is the best of the two. It's very, very quickly become one of my favourite skins in the game, period, not just out of the Mythic skins. Does the red colorway look like Hazard's streetwear skin that came out last season? A little bit, yeah, but with customizations, we can make the skin more unique and super cool looking. It's just a shame that you have to get the highest tier of the Mythic skin to be as swagged out as possible, as it means you're using up all of your Mythic prisms. But if you're like me and have been saving them up for a few seasons, then you'll be fine. I didn't really like the past 3 Mythic skins. Sue me. It's also kind of a shame that we're not getting weapon customizations as a part of the Mythic skins, because we now have Mythic weapon skins. We can change the design of Riptire, but that isn't Junkrat's primary weapon. You only ever see Riptire when you're ulting or emoting, so whilst it looks cool to the rest of your teammates and the enemy team because they can actually see it, this kinda sucks for you, unless you play Stadium in third person like an absolute freak. Honestly, how do you guys do it? To finish off this video, let's talk about the buffs, nerfs, and the more general updates. Whilst I know the biggest part of this mid-season patch was supposed to be the balance update to 6v6, I'm not going to be talking about that because I'm more interested in the changes made to 5v5, as that's what myself and the majority of players play. If you're interested in the 6v6 changes, I'll put the link to the patch notes in the description so you can read them in your own time. There really aren't that many changes anyway, it's a weird update. Now, for 5v5, I think the biggest nerfs we have to talk about are Hazard's Spike Guard no longer preventing critical damage, and Orissa's Fortify and Terror Surge now only preventing headshot critical damage and not forced crits, meaning she can be crit by things that work like Mauga's incendiary rounds. This means that both of these heroes are a hell of a lot weaker against Mauga, meaning that we might be on the brink of another Mauga meta because he's going to be pretty strong against everyone now. Obviously he won't be the best into heroes like D.Va because she can just defense matrix all of his bullets, but if you play around the cooldowns, you can probably force him into absolutely anyone and anything. As for general quality of life updates, they've changed player cards so that now in role queue modes, instead of showing highest leveled heroes across the entire hero roster, Player cards now show your highest level heroes in the role that you are playing. This is actually a pretty good update because now you can see what other heroes your teammates are familiar with and suggest they play those heroes. For example, you can now see that your tank has experience in, let's say, D.Va, Sigma, and Ramattra, rather than D.Va, Sojourn, and Lucio. It just makes things a lot more concise, you know? But that just about does it for this video. I can't really say that they've added nothing in this update because, well, they actually did add stuff, but like I said at the start of the video, it was kind of mediocre and underwhelming. The new game mode was fun for a few matches, but it's ultimately nothing all that unique, especially considering Gun Game has been in Overwatch for a hot minute as a custom game mode. I'm not accusing the team of, you know, stealing anything from anyone. I'm just saying that we've been able to play Gun Game for literally years at this point. So, you know, it being added as an official mini-event game mode, it just kind of makes it look like the devs have ran out of ideas for what to add to the game. Obviously, this isn't completely the case because we're still getting new heroes and maps pretty much every other season. I mean, just look at what we're getting next season. But if we're talking about it from a perspective where we're completely ignoring what's coming next season and focusing on what's been added this season, it's very rough. The two event game modes were uninspired, the balance patches were kind of pointless, and the only real content we got was new skins. When I say Season 20 can't come sooner, I mean it. I'm so fucking done with this season.